maybe a high traffic volume count. That's a whole lot different than having a high traffic volume count where you're sitting there for 2 minutes at the stoplight looking straight ahead at the car dealership. Different quality of eyeballs. So now we're looking at what the location value is. So here we have the dealership and the subject property, and I calculate, well, how far away, if we just do a simple circles out, how far away do I have to go to get 80% of all the customers? So for the subject property, I have 80% of the customers within 8 to 2 miles. Very deep market penetration. This other property, which is just down the street, one of those big ones down the street, for us to get 80% of their customers, we have to go out 16 miles. Then who has more customers? This great big dealership that advertises a lot has 136 customers. This guy has 256 customers. In fact, sells more used cars than anybody else in the entire area.
But he's not really comparable if you're comparing used cars with a new car dealer.
Well, these are used car sales at the new car dealers.
Okay.
And so this guy is the biggest used car sales. And then I looked at how much does he spend on advertising, and in 25 years, he did not have a single dollar spent on advertising anywhere, period. Newspaper, radio, TV, nothing. I'm beginning to smell that there's location going on here. So, what I did then is I used publicly available data. And his trade area, I use this wedge casting method for the software program that just crashed for you. I use this wedge casting method to calculate his trade area, and I also, based upon the actual sales tax information, so when you buy a car, then you pay sales tax, and that's reported to the state and so forth. So I got this information. And also I did it for that as well, and this is just one competitor. I did it for a dozen different dealerships. What we see here is there's a big difference in the trade areas. The trade areas are, one is blue and the other one's orange. But besides that, they're covering different areas. And this guy's trade area is way far north because it's along an interstate, as Richard was saying. So, we're capturing something up there. And here I've just reversed my order of being drawn here. So his blue one is in the background and the competitive dealership is in orange. So what we have is that I have used publicly available data with acceptable scientific procedures. So when you're an expert witness, you have to be careful not to do what we call junk science. It has to be documented. So the fact that I got this Tortal Wheaton Award, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I got the Tortal Wheaton Award and I use that to calculate a trade area. And so the burden is upon them to say, well, it's really not something that's in a peer-reviewed journal. And it received a national award. Okay, now we get down to some issues here where the MAI for the state had chosen comparables. So here we have an interstate, okay, 6 miles away, outside of the guy's trade area. They had found some comparables, and they said the value of the property is based upon these comparables. And he said they're in the trade area. Well, what's the trade area? And he said the entire core-based statistical area, which was about 4 counties. And I've calculated that his trade area isn't even in the entire county. May a little bit over in the north creep over into the next county out, but it's not the whole county. And the appraisal replay says you must, not you should, it'd be nice if you did, you gotta get your comparables from the same trade area. And they didn't do that. So, well, they did. And what then happened is that when I gave my report, the judge said, I think both sides ought to see me in my chambers. And so they quickly, within about 15 minutes, negotiated, instead of $110,000, $750,000. And that difference was based upon I valued using the cost of him replacing these eyeballs. The value of eyeballs count. So we came up with, so he got, and I thought 750 was a reasonable price. And that increment, over 110,000 to 750, that increment was location value. And MAIs today are not educated in how to do location value. Phyllis, you had a...
I'm just going to ask if your fee was a percentage of the...
I would love that. I've been involved in